djc.baconicecream.com.
Can you believe it, guys? It's 200. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here for Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you, of course, to yet another episode of the 200th episode, technically, of Good Times with Retro Rich, live. So today is a pretty awesome day. You know, we got a pretty cool milestone. Of course, we're celebrating 200 episodes of the silly show where I play video games and talk about them and hang out with people. We got a whole bunch of people in here in the chat and also backstage. We got some cool guests ready to introduce to you. So why don't we just go ahead and dip in and say hi to them right away. So here they come. We've got Ed, Retro-KillDashNine. What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
Would you kill this
Call that the 999. Just for you, buddy.
That's the best. That is absolutely the best. All
Doing fantastic.
We also have Papa Pete.
How do I top that? I don't know. I did bring a cat. I don't know. Awesome, man. Awesome.
Oh, man, that was awesome. That was pretty cool.
Or the love right here too, Rich.
Love the shirt. Loving the rep of the bacon ice cream. We've got Jeff from GoGameGo. What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
Thanks on 200.
Thank you. Thanks so much for being here. It's pretty awesome. And then of course we've got Anthony of Two Tails. What's up, my friend?
Bacon ice cream or Valhalla.
All right, guys. So let's get into little intro and chat. We got the chat is popping right away. We've got Invader Gaming here. We've got Casey. What's going on? We got Brother Mike, Original Next Level Gaming. What's going on?
What's up, Mike?
We got Ian Hobbies. Thank you for the congrats there. We got Christopher Westerman. What's going on? We got Lloyd R. Jim. What's going on? That's awesome. Might be able to jump in a little later tonight, but for now I'm here. Awesome. You guys know where to find, all the Gamers United Guild brethren know where to find that link. You just hop that link in. You can just jump in at any time and say hi. You never know who's going to show up. It's going to be great. And then of course we had Ian. He was ready. He was ready for it. He was ready for the Retro-KillDashNine, which is awesome. And of course, well, we got GoGameGo and Papa Pete in the chat and here, which is awesome. So how's everyone doing? How's it going, guys?
Good.
It's good.
Yeah, hanging in there. All right. So what I want to do right now, as we get into the 200th episode goodness, is pop out a chat, which is going to be on the ticker, and I'm going to leave it there for the entire episode. It's a community prompt. It's back. We're back. We're back with some community prompts. What is the community prompt? The community prompt, because it's 200, it is what has been your favorite bacon ice cream moment so far. Your favorite vid, your favorite live stream, your favorite posts that happened on the interwebs, anything. You can just go ahead and pop that in the comments there, and then we can reminisce a little on all the craziness that happened on this channel, and have some cool talking points like that. We got some other cool things coming along the pipeline too. So as we're talking, we're gonna pepper in some cool announcements that are specifically channel based. So hopefully you guys will stick around for that. But then right now, I just want to talk a little bit about the fact that I've hit this milestone, and it kind of like hit me in the face. I had absolutely no idea. I mean, obviously I number every episode, but I had no idea how fast this was coming until all of a sudden it was like a week before, and I'm like, oh no, this is 194. Next week's 190. We're gonna hit 200 as soon as I get back from my vacation. This is gonna be crazy. So I was like scrambling to do things, but it's been awesome. It's been such a wild ride doing all these episodes and seeing all these games, which is it's so cool. It's so cool to be checking all these things out, and it's such a plethora too, right? We're talking about in television, we're talking about Atari VCS, old school Atari. We're talking Evercade, of course, and all these different great things. Even we started sprinkling indie games. We were talking about some indie games over the course of the Xbox Cloud Gaming app, which is awesome. And we're kind of just expanding into other realms, of course. And well, lest we forget, Sega Master System. I mean, come on. We've been hammering through Golden Axe Warrior, and it's been an awesome ride. And I don't know what I'm going to do when it ends. I mean, we're about to take down Dungeon 6, and that means there's only 4. There's only 4 more. There's 3 main dungeons, and then the final dungeon where Death Adder is. So I have a funny feeling that's going to end way sooner than I think, because there's not a lot of prep anymore after you get these dungeons done. It's like basically you finish a dungeon. It's like go to next dungeon, beat boss, then go to next dungeon, beat boss, pick up thing, and then go to the end, which is I don't know. I'm gonna start like shedding tears when I'm done, because I'm not gonna be sure what I'm gonna do when it ends. But there might be some clues as to what might be coming next when we go to the next topic, which of course is a massive pickup opening. We've got all sorts of crazy stuff about to be opened right now. So we're gonna jump into that real quick, and then also say hi to TJ. What's going on, TJ?
TJ.
He's popping in. It's awesome. No, it's all good. It's all good. How's it going? So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to where is it? Where's this layout? Let me go to this layout here. All right. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to start grabbing some stuff, because a whole bunch of stuff happened in the last couple of weeks, some of which was like just really cool things, and some of which was complete surprise. But first, I went on vacation recently to Florida. And what I've been trying to do is find something to collect that isn't going to be intrusive of the environment that I'm in. Of course, we had to rebuild the studio in an area that was not downstairs, because it's just a none. We cannot go down there anymore. So I've been borrowing half of my wife's office, so I can't just like start filling the entire room with all these new boxes or whatever. So I'm like, well, I want.
Could.
Yeah,
You could.
yeah, it could. I mean, but I don't know
Happy
how
wife,
much.
happy life.
Yeah, I don't know how much
Yeah.
longer I can survive.
That in and of itself would make a good series. Is how's Rich making out today?
Indeed. So I was like, all right, well, I love Master System. So can I get something that's close to Master System, but yet not as big as those Master System carts, right? And then I did the episode where I played Joe Montana Football on the Game Gear using the 3-in-1 adapter on the Retron. And I was like, that game is so close to the Master System version. I'm like, ooh, I bet you I can get into Game Gear. So I started, like little things. Obviously, I had Joe Montana. I picked up this monster truck game because, of course, my son loves anything with tires and wheels. So I picked up one of those. And then I was like, all right, well, I know there's great RPGs out there. So let me see. So I got Axe Battler, because that might be what's coming next after I finish Golden Axe Warrior. But I might need some help, because when I tried a test run of Axe Battler on the 3-in-1, and it actually won't work. The Retron won't play that game. So I might have to find an alternative way of playing that game. So, just shout out there to anyone that might be able to help. I am looking for an alternative way of playing Axe Battler as soon as I'm done with Golden Axe Warrior. What's going on, HGK? What's going on? But anyway, so while I was down there, I started looking for some Game Gear action, and I found a couple cool pickups. I found this game right here called Desert Strike. It's a cool one.
Great
Ooh,
game.
is that part of the Desert Strike series?
Yep.
Shooter's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great
So
on the
weird thing is
Genesis.
these were all EA games, but I don't see anywhere on here. Oh, there it is, 1992 Electronic Arts, and then Domark, I guess, was a development team that did that. So that's gonna be pretty cool. We'll be playing some of those, and then of course we got Asterisk, which is a pretty cool one. I
Nice.
can get it to focus. I want to focus in there. So let me just read it real quick. It says Asterisk and the Great Rescue, which is pretty cool. So that one I was definitely looking forward to, and this one was a good pickup because it was actually a little less than the average price on the old internets.
That one will be really good. I know on Genesis those were like really good.
Yeah, it was pretty popular, right?
Yeah.
So while I was doing that, I also found some other cool things on the eBays. Apparently, somebody was getting rid of some Game Gear games, like sports titles and like that kind of stuff. But it was a pretty massive pack. But it was $25 shipped, and I was like, that's just crazy. So I went out and picked them up. So we're gonna find out what's in the box.
Dang. So you're saying now is the time to get Game Gear games and just hoard them?
Yes, I do believe that is a thing that could happen. So I'm already looking. I have one double already, but that might not be a bad thing because my copy actually is a little finicky in the adapter. And these are mint. Wow. All right, so my double is Joe Montana Football, which is pretty cool. So, and they came with the cases too.
That's what I was gonna say, because like Game Boy games you never find with cases, rarely, it seems.
Exactly. What's going on, Jeff? Thanks for stopping in. We've got George Foreman's KO boxing before the time of the grill. We're still knocking people out. So that's pretty cool. And again, that was like these are very, very clean, like very clean. GP Rider. So like one of those whatchamacallit games. So bike racing games, which is pretty neat. We've got who here did not own a George Foreman grill? Nice, DJ. We've got Wimbledon Tennis for the Game Gear, which is 1 or 2 players. I guess you use the link cable for that, which is pretty neat. This person must have lived down in Florida too. This is they have a Food Line bag that they put all these games in. That's old down south. G-Lock Air Battle.
Oh wow,
which is pretty neat. That's very cool. Very cool.
So, Rich, just curious, was this a buy it now, or did you bid on the auction?
I was buy now.
Oh, nice. That's incredible. $25 ship.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, I mean, I guess it's like the sports titles and people don't want them, but I'm like, we're already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. There's 3 more.
I need to start looking into that.
Leaderboard, world-class leaderboard golf. That's 1 to 4 players. I gotta check out how does that work.
Like you daisy chain the Game Gears?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to find Game Gears now to do that. And in fact, that might be how I solve the Axe Battler problem, unless I can find another way of playing it. I'm gonna need it in probably 4 or 5 weeks. But yeah, I might have to start doing that. And then I don't know. I all those have to be pre-recorded. The Axe Battler ones have to be pre-recorded because I'm gonna have to use my phone to do the recording to get the stuff off of the Game Gear. Because
just go out, get one that's recapped with a new screen that has like a video out.
The AV out. Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Spendy.
Yeah, it's like way to spend my money for me.
Tell your wife that I approved it. No kidding.
Yes, yeah. So not to be outdone by George Foreman, we've got Evander Holyfield boxing.
Nice.
So that one's pretty cool. And then, of course, their last one is Super Monaco GP, which is another cool one. So all in all, I think that's that's 8 games right there for Game Gear with cases. And like I said, it was $25 ship. Like that's just out of
You
control.
really can't beat that. That's solid.
That's like $3
So,
a game. Yeah.
Right. So, and I know that they're not worth a whole bunch. I mean, if I game-eyed all of these games cart only, they'd probably average price is like between $5 and $6 a piece. But still, like that's a savings in and of itself, which is pretty awesome. So,
how many games are in the Game Gear library?
230 some odd. 238, I think, is the entire U.S. Game Gear library.
Wow.
Now, if you go outside, kind of like in Master System, if you go outside of the U.S., then you get all sorts of crazy because there's 140 something, 150 in the U.S. for Sega Master System. But if you go to Brazil, forget about it. There's like 500-600 of them. And most of them are those are the Tech Toy games because they just kept pumping out games under that license for almost near a decade or more for the Master System. So
I think Brazil's like the Wild West of video games, isn't it? Though, like after the guy, what was his name, Jeff, on the channel the other day talking about
Felipe.
video games in Brazil.
Yeah, him and he's got a friend who's done documentaries about video games in Brazil in the 80s. And yeah, it sounds like a really cool place to go and find some games.
It's got to be wild. I mean, if I ever get the chance to go down there, that would be super cool. I mean, I don't even know how much they would sell like those old carts for. There's got to be like retro game stores with just stacks of Master System, just stacks of them, because they sold like millions, down there because it was basically the only thing you could get that was affordable. Because all the other imports, there was such a heavy import tax levied on all of these items that no one ever bought anything else unless you were like in like that super high echelon. Everybody else just bought these Master Systems. They actually still to this day, apparently, I was watching a documentary by was it Lady Decade, and she found that they still produce a mini, like a Sega Genesis or a Nintendo Mini. They make a mini of the Master System, and they still have one in production today.
Who do you have to kill to get one of those? That's awesome.
Well,
Who makes that?
the Master System Mini,
Yeah.
Tech Toy. They're still around. They're still producing it, which is
Brazil.
crazy. Yeah, in Brazil only. Yeah, and all of the ROMs on there, of course, are in like they're in whatever the native
Portuguese.
language is.
Portuguese?
Yeah, Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Do they have a website?
So I mean, you could get them, but like you could play, all of the action titles, but you're not gonna play Phantasy Star unless you know Portuguese, or you're willing to take your Google Translate app and put it to the screen every.
Maybe you can put your own ROMs on there.
You could maybe
Some sacrifices are necessary.
Yeah, right. Maybe you could flash them. That'd be rad. So then this one was a long time coming, and Papa Pete knows all about this one because he actually has one of these. And if I'm not mistaken, just put out a video. I don't know, what was it, an hour ago?
Yeah, about an hour and a half ago. Yeah,
taking a look at this guy. So like I said, it was indeed a long time coming. This, what I'm about to open, was a book written by Brett Weiss. It was the second in a series, and I am shedding minor tears as we speak as I open this, because I would love very much for me to open this and put it right next to the other one, but that was no more, because that was downstairs, which was sad. But this is, if I can get it open, the second in the series of the NES Omnibus. So let's open it up and take a look. Unless you guys already watched Pete's video. Of course, you already know.
Yeah.
Oh man, they packed it pretty good. Did Brent do that on his own? Did he do the packing and shipping on his own?
They usually, I'm not sure. I haven't asked him specifically about it, but my estimation is they show up sort of packed like that. Then he has to open them and sign them and such, right?
Yeah.
Then
Look at
repack
this thing. Look at the absolute like thickness of this book. Yeah. It is crazy. This is nuts. And then there's an inset in here. Oh, that's cool. The old school gaming magazine.
Well, I've got a few of those.
That's kind of cool. I didn't even know that this was going to be in this.
No.
I mean,
it's a surprise.
I want to open it because it looks like there's a poster in here too.
There is.
Oh, well, all right. This is getting open then. This is definitely getting open. You guys are talking about kitchen equipment. I'm talking about Pampered Chef. Yeah, well, if you guys ever came over to my house, I guess the big gun, besides the KitchenAid that my wife has, the big gun items, she loves cast iron, like cast iron everything, and we've got like, I don't know, 7 or 8 Le Creuset pieces, and they're like, I don't know, anyone knows about cooking and what expensive cast iron is. Le Creuset is kind of like, it's it, but they're indestructible. You can basically do anything you want to and in one of those cooking things, and they just wipe clean. It's incredible. But here, check this out.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice.
I love it.
It's very cool. You got Captain Falcon, you got Mario, just random cars. What is that, the wave race guy in the bottom?
Yep.
Nice. Very cool. I don't know what this one is. Is that supposed to be like the bump and jump guy? That'd be kind of cool. So, very neat. Very neat. And then the magazine itself has the same image on there.
Yep.
And then one of the stories in the back is it's a preview. A preview of a book that's already out. It's a preview of Once Upon Atari with the man himself, Scott Warshaw. I can say for certain that on this channel, before the end of the year, that it's not going to be the last time you hear that man's name in regards to games, and certainly not the last time you're going to see games being played by him on this channel. For sure. Oh, wow. That's cool. That's really neat. It's an article about my favorite arcade game of all time. Hard Driving.
Hard driving.
That's really cool. That is very, very cool. Oh, you want to get that? You want to get Once Upon Atari? TJ, I actually have it.
Yeah.
That one's still upstairs. Which is cool. And I bought the digital Once Upon Atari.
That series is great. There's like 4 of them, I think.
I think so, yeah.
But the best part is they have interviews from, people that work there.
Yeah,
back in the 70s.
Yeah. I think it's a good read. I didn't finish it, but I'm like 4 chapters in. But it is something that kind of hooks you. I mean, it's written by Warshaw himself, so he's telling the story about how everything goes, and how basically how ET happened. But it's really neat. It's really neat. What's going on, Cyrus? What's up? Just want to say hi. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah. Oh, you too, brother.
Hey,
I hope you're doing really well too. I miss hanging out with you. So anytime you would like, just hit me up, man. we could hang out.
Hey, Rich, if you're curious, I did find, I guess it's called the Master System Evolution. It has 132 games built in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's PAL.
It's PAL. That's okay. And is that signed by Warshaw and everybody, or?
Yeah, that's he's really good that way. Like I've got the book here, so I bought the book and disc from him, and he signed both.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
I like stuff like that. Oh,
yeah.
I pull it back so to make it big.
There it is.
Nice.
Dear Papa Pete, enjoy. Nice. Very cool. That's very cool stuff. That's super neat. That's super neat.
I need to hit him up to do an outro for me.
Yeah. Right? Okay, start looking about dinner. The chat has made me extra hungry. All right, cool. Well, thanks for hanging out, TJ. We'll see you.
Take care, TJ.
Take care, man.
So let me crack into this thing just a little bit. I'm not going to go through this entire thing because that's just insanity. But let me see. Oh, there's more things.
I was going to say, what else is in there?
There's another thing in here with things. And I actually got there's an envelope around here somewhere too. Oh, here it is.
From the publisher, yeah.
Yeah, I got the extra goodies. Because I guess when you did the Kickstarter, you get all the extra goodies. You got like bumper stickers. I have that there, and then you've got this guy here, which is pretty cool.
That's neat.
Is it pretty neat? And then I think there's a pin or something in here too, right?
There is. Yeah.
All right. Yep. I got yield bookmark, and then the upside down pin here. Whoops.
Nope.
There we go.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to put this over here. Then we'll hang out. Very neat. Very neat. What's going on, Andy? How's it going? All right. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Ed, for that. I got to check that out in a little bit.
Yeah, it's on it's in eBay and it's sealed. And I think though, even though it's PAL M, you could still hook it up to like a TV or LCD, as long as you're not going to hook it up to a CRT. I want to say it should work.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, it'd be fun to discover it. It said it had a gig capacity storage, so I wonder if that means you can add more stuff. But
well, that would be cool. Yeah, all those definitely are there.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, there. You got number 28 of 100 apparently.
Oh, neat.
The Omnibus.
Your book plate. That's your book plate. Yeah.
Yep. And then there's, of course, the advertisements for the other games, which I actually had. He had done some kind of deal, I think, as with the first Omnibus or something like that. I think it was like an extra $20 or whatever, and you get like a whole bunch of the other one of the others of his books and stuff. I wound up getting that. It's 2:30 in the morning. Andy, that's awesome. Well, thanks.
That's dedication.
Thanks for staying up. That is some craziness right there. All right, cool. So we get in here. Well, that's cool. It says this product will help schools stay open. And then it says, to me, game on.
Neato.
Brett. That is cool. I want to know more. If you check this out, Brett, I want to know about how this is helping schools stay open, because that is a subject that is very near and dear to my heart. That's super cool. So let me go in here and find one of these, because these pages here. Oh, this is actually a good one to turn to, because you've got one of my favorite Codemasters games of all time right there, Micro Machines.
I love Micro Machines.
And look at the layout though. You got the box art. You've got the title screen. Some cool shots of the stages, and then your little blurb about the game itself, all in a one pager. That's pretty neat. And then some of the bigger games I know all have like the double the double pages. Oh, and another hidden bookmark from the publisher. Which is kind of cool.
Sparring through expert knowledge.
Yes. Convince him to do a Game Gear Omnibus next. Yeah. Right? Oh, yes. You're gonna. Is it? How close is it to being in your house, there, Jeff?
I'm not sure.
The play date.
I'm in group 1, and group 1 is going in waves. I don't know how many waves. So it could be they ship stuff, today or yesterday. So it could be on its way here. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
So I could have it soon.
Very cool. Very cool. Oh, here we go. In here is definitely one of those ones. That's like a double pager color thing. Oh, I guess maybe this is in the middle of the book. This is really cool too. Take a look at that.
Oh wow. Nice. Dude, I'd scan that in and set that as my desktop wallpaper. That's awesome.
That is super cool, right? And I don't know who else, I don't know who might be credited in here that did the artwork and all that kind of stuff, but that's cool. And of course, massive effort, right? You're researching all these games and you're putting all these blurbs in and you get all these cool stories. And then a lot of these actually will have stories from, other gamers, other YouTubers, all sorts of stuff in here, which is pretty cool. And some of which I think in the community, I think we know people that have contributed to the book, as well, which is pretty neat. So anyway, that's NES Omnibus Volume 2, which is pretty cool. So hopefully maybe I can catch on a deal or something. Maybe Brett will have a deal for the first one and get that one back in action. It'd be pretty neat. All right. So we'll put that one right there. All right. So next, because it is, like I said, a massive pickup opening. So never let it be said that those Twitter things that you can enter, right, that they don't work, or that, when you enter them, it's like, oh, well, you just throw it away and then they pick some random person and you never get a shot. I'm going to say this right now. If you ever think that, don't stop thinking that and enter literally every single one you can enter. Every single one. Because
you know what's funny about that, Rich? Because I think that when because it said you had to tag somebody, and I saw that you tagged you. I'm like, no one ever wins those, and then I think that's the one that you want.
That's it, yeah. So Video Games Monthly does a giveaway every month on their Twitter. They have this advertisement. They go, hey, we've got this cool thing. You can do these things, and it's usually 2 things that you have to do, and this time it was 3. You had to like a post, you had to retweet it, and you had to tag somebody. Actually, there's 4 this time, because you had to do all those things and then follow somebody else, because they teamed up with somebody to do the giveaway. And it was 2-tiered. If they had 3,000 retweets on that, then it was the prize was actually going to be a Switch OLED, which was that's a pretty crazy prize, right?
Yeah.
But if you didn't, if that wasn't that, then it was going to be $100 worth of Switch games. So they had the contest. They didn't get to the 3,000 retweets, but they did get the $100 worth of Switch games.
Nice.
And this guy happened to just do all the things. And yes, that's right, Ed. I tagged you in the thing. So that means everybody, the person that did it and the person who gets tagged, get entered. It was in there, and they pull my name out of the hat. And it was just jaw-dropping when that happens. What? It was just crazy. So, big ups, big thank yous to Video Games Monthly for doing this awesome prize thing. And you know what? Now it's time to find out what $100 worth of Switch games looks like. Because I'm very interested. And also, at this point, I probably should think about actually patronizing them, because I've been teetering. Watching Mike and his son and a couple others get their monthly boxes and open them and do all that kind of stuff. I'm like, man, you're gonna get me. And I just needed something that I could collect that was going to be small. And now that I have Game Gear, I'm like, oh, all right, well, at least I can just click the Game Gear box and get Game Gear games and something else, maybe Atari, because they do everything. They go all the way back to second generation. You can do Atari, you can do Intellivision, you can do.
Because like Atari Creep, he did one on Atari, and he like most of the time he got like under, and he did it just for fun.
Yeah, it was a little undervalued. But,
yeah.
But I'm thinking like, well, I mean, for fill holes in a Game Gear, I can do that and Atari, because again, they're small. I can stack them up, and they stack neatly. You know, like the actual cartridges stack pretty neatly. So
or Game Boy.
I can actually build something right here on the wall, right in front of me, where I can actually just put the cartridge in a slot or whatever. Heck, I can even do Intellivision.
You can also do Game Boy or GBA.
Yeah, I could do Game Boy or GBA. Like I said, stuff is small.
Yeah.
They're going to convince me, though. I'm going to wind up doing Master System probably.
And any of the carts that you don't like, just send them to us. That's all.
Well, yeah. Well, or you could be on the Evercast this Saturday and find out exactly what happens when we hit milestones like subscriber milestones. Which again, thank you so much for being a member of this community. If you guys are watching. Because we're over 800 and we're doing some catch up needs to happen. We've done stuff for 600. Well, we didn't do stuff for 600 because we blew past that. We went from 600 to 700 to almost to 800 like immediately after I did a couple videos. So we've got to catch up. So we're going to do something for 6 and 7 and 8, but more on that on the Evercast. You got to watch that. So we actually have an official Video Games Monthly box. I forget what I think it's Floyd, right? That guy?
Floyd. That's it.
Yeah. So, and then you got the whole Play the Past Into the Future guy. I feel like I'm actually doing one of these unboxings for real.
You are. Remember, you can't look in there. You got to open it so we see it.
You gotta do one of these.
Ah.
So I can't see it, but hopefully you guys can see at least something cool in there. So, all right. So I'm going to go in. I'm going in like this.
Reach into the tickle trunk.
I'm pulling it out. It's sealed. This is sealed. It's a sealed game.
Ooh.
It is Sports Party for the Nintendo Switch. Sealed.
See, I was wondering who was going to crack the joke about the empty box. Why are you showing us an empty box?
That would have been a good one.
Yes. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. What do we got? Skateboard, frisbee, beach tennis, jet ski, golf, and basketball. All right, cool. I mean, I don't know if they're if this is motion control stuff. That'd be kind of cool. It's gonna be neat to run around with the old Joy-Cons and my kids. That'd be pretty cool.
I think you just got yourself more fun for 5 content.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yes, it is a live Video Games Monthly box opening. I just watched. Original Next Level Gaming just did his box with his son, and it was a pretty hot banger. So go over there to Original Next Level Gaming and check them out because it's awesome. I think it's not until tomorrow that it's live, unless you're a channel member and you get those early, which is pretty cool. There's also the founder of the Gamers United Guild, of which there are 3 members in this chat right now. GoGameGo, Papa Pete, and myself. So, we got a next game. And that is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Me!
Sealed again. So, that's pretty cool. 1 to 10 players. How do you get 10 players?
10 players.
Yeah.
What's they mean online?
You use phones stuff? That'd be neat. If you could use
it might be. Like those Jackbox games or whatever they're called?
Yeah, exactly.
It might be.
Because, I mean, there's no way I'm getting 10 controllers.
Yeah. I bet you use your
phone. Phone a friend.
Yeah, right? So that's pretty neat. And an online battle royale mode for up to 100 players that basically makes it like that other game. What is it, the 100 or whatever? So that's pretty cool. All right, next game. Again, I feel the seal. Another sealed game. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And it is
Oh, wow.
Super Bomberman R.
That's a really good game.
Dude,
That's crazy. And
you
it's
can't go
sealed.
wrong with Bomberman.
Again,
That's awesome.
that's awesome.
That's the best one so
super
far.
cool. 1 to 8 players with an asterisk, or 1 to 4. I don't know again how that works, but
8 might be online.
that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be, it could be online, right? 4v4. Yeah, I think that's a thing. That's super cool. Super cool. Very excited about Super Bomberman. I'll tell you who wants to be who doesn't want to be a billionaire. What's going on, Crow? What's up? All right, so we got another game in here, and it's sealed still. Can we go? What is it? 5 for 5? I don't know. I think there's another cut. There's at least 2 more in here. All right, it is plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle sealed. I actually had this game when I first got my Switch, and then I don't know what happened to the game. I think I lent it to someone and I didn't give it back. But this is a cool game.
That is a great game. It's a ton of fun.
It's a really neat game. And the cool thing about this, every single one of these games that I picked up so far, they're all multiplayer. So that's stuff that I can play with my kids, which is awesome. And they're also all E10 or E, which is also very, very cool.
So how many is that? 4?
That's 4.
4.
That's 4. You got another one sealed. Sealed. Oh, I see a Sega logo. Oh, Puyo Tetris.
That's the original one too.
Dude, that's awesome.
Crazy. Sealed. That's awesome.
Anything Tetris and Puyo Puyo. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
And this
that
was
might be
one
the
of those
best one.
games that I was like, oh, I want to see if I can get this. Well, now I don't have to worry about it. That's awesome. That's very cool. 1 to 4 players, again, E10. Very, very cool. Very cool. All right. This one is not sealed. All right. So what is it? Last one here, maybe? Lego Worlds.
Oh,
That's cool.
very nice.
I didn't even heard this. I didn't even heard of this game. Explore a galaxy of diverse worlds entirely made of Lego bricks.
I've seen it on Steam. It's kind of like Lego's version of Minecraft, sort of.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So 6 games you got. Not bad.
Yeah. And of you have the 6 games. That's yep. And then that's it. That's it. We're good. We have officially opened the whole thing. So yeah. And it even has like a little thingy. I don't know if that actually works. The code on the other side of this. We'll have to test to see if it actually works.
Might need that for online play.
Yeah, it says bonus DLC packs.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's the cart right there. Hanging in.
Cool.
Very, very cool. So there it is. This is, I mean, I'm gonna say, like, with all these being sealed,
Yeah.
I mean, possibly more than $100 worth of value right here.
It's quite the pull.
Very cool. Very cool stuff. So thanks again to Video Games Monthly for hooking me up, for just hitting a couple buttons on Twitter. So like I said, don't think that it couldn't be you, because it very well could be you. that could happen. Which is super cool. So all right. So I haven't seen him. I think maybe he's busy. But I was looking for another buddy in the chat. I was looking for DJC Game Studios. So there is something else that's here. I'm going to tease it. There's this box right here. All right. This is a box that got sent to me by DJC Game Studios. And it's still sealed, and I'm not opening it until I can see him and hang out, because I want to be there at least with him in the chat, or, obviously, doors always open to come in and hang out on a stream. So that'll get opened the second I can be hanging out with Chuck, because he was really kind. I was actually talking to him while he was doing his was it Star Strike? He just streamed with Star Strike, and as he was playing, he saw me in the chat, and at the end of the chat, just randomly. He's just like, you know what? DM me. I found a whole bunch of extra boxes. I'll send them to you. I'm like, okay. So I did. I DM'd him, and he's like, all right. And then a couple weeks go by because of course we both get busy or whatever. And then he's like, oh yeah, just send me the thing. And then a month later, just random a box appears. And I thought he was like, oh yeah, I got a couple. This thing in here, there's probably more than a couple games in here. So I want to make sure these are around so I can say a proper thing. But it's very cool. Very cool. So, awesome. Look at this. Ian Hobbies. Which favorite moments are every indie title you introduce and random live streams. Thanks, Ian. Those are some of my favorite things too. I really liked the Digging for Indie Gold series because some of those games are so random that it's like I applaud whether or not they're actually like decent games or not. I absolutely applaud every developer for actually making those games and putting them out there, because some of them are just absolutely like bonkers crazy. Like that, there was that one. Was it a walking simulator with a chicken? That one was wild. It was absolutely crazy. But thanks for sharing that. That's awesome.
Hey, Rich, while we're on moments, actually, I have a 40-second clip I can share. I think you probably know what it is, but I have like a 40-second clip I can share of my favorite moment. All right, let me go ahead and play it.
Yes.
Oh, where's the audio?
Oh no!
Why isn't there any audio?
This, of course, is. I think it's because we're talking here, but this, of course, is one of the funnest. It was probably the most fun moment I've ever done shooting anything for any one of my videos, and it is the intro to The Old Man and the Sequest. This is my ultimate episode of Perfect Score Returns. This is the episode that I wanted my show series to be from start to finish. I loved everything about making that episode because it's a deep dive into the history of the game, its developer, my personal history with the game, and then I actually played for the patch score and then got it during that try, which was awesome. But yeah,
I pulled that from like my Activision episode, and so maybe I might have cut the audio, but I figured it'd be cool to throw it up. But yeah, man, that's what inspired me to go down like that whole rabbit hole and brought back memories of that game. But yeah, that's my forever favorite moment of yours, and that's
awesome. Well, thanks so much. So, I will say, as far as that goes, I'll dip into a new show plan tease here real quick, but Perfect Score Returns isn't going anywhere. I know it's been well over a year since I've actually shot and produced one, but it is not going anywhere. I will 100% be making a new one, and I absolutely intend on getting my hands on another copy of the next game that I was going to do in the series, which is Chopper Command, and it's gonna be cool. Now the cool thing is I'm actually sort of training helpers, whether or not they know it or not. But I need extra hands to do what I want to do with filming the crazy intro thing that I'm gonna do. So it's gonna be neat. It's gonna be quirky and it's gonna be very cheesy, but I'm gonna love it, and hopefully you guys will too. Which brings us to the next thing as far as new show plans go. Speaking of things that I had that I possibly no longer have, one of the show ideas that I've had for a long time, I was just waiting to see if actually things were going to work out, was a show idea that I'm going to wind up calling Rich's Retro Restorations. What that show is going to be is me going through about 2.5 clear tubs of items that got pulled from the basement after the flood. Things that I just could not let go of and just refused to throw away. Those things have dried out, and they look pretty shabby, some of them. But I did a lot of research and I did a lot of looking, and some of those things might be able to come back to health and actually be working again. So I'm going to do a series where I do just that. I'm going to take a thing out of the box and I'm going to try to clean it. And after I'm done trying to clean it, I'm going to put it into something or turn it or try to turn it on if it is an item that does that. And we're going to see what happens. The first thing that I ever did, I did a teaser video, me and Ed did, on the Calling All Retro Gamers channel, where I found my sign for the Atari 2600 version of Halloween. And I pulled that one out. And then, it's just a tin, right? It's just a tin sign. So I put it in the sink and I soaped it up and I cleaned it up. And it's looking pretty awesome. And it's going right here, right next to me, so I can see it almost exactly where it was, only the opposite side of where it was when I was in the studio downstairs. So we're going to see what happens. And we're going to try to bring some stuff back to life. So that's one of the things that I'm intending on bringing back or introducing as far as the show goes. So hopefully you guys will be into that. And hopefully it works because, of course, if I start opening up carts and cleaning them real good and then putting them in and nothing happens, that's a show idea that ends really quickly, I guess.
It's still fun either way.
Yes, it is.
But it was worth trying.
Exactly, right?
Worth trying, yeah.
It is
sure.
worth the shot.
Yeah.
Because if they do work, then what a cool story that is, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and what an adventure these games would have been through then. Because I will show, as far as that goes, how much in they really were. I've got some pictures from when I was finally able to go down to the first floor. I've got some pictures to show that will show you it kind of like in pretty graphic detail, like exactly what was happening in the house, which is gonna be pretty wild. But the first episode is gonna be something I'm really, really excited about. The first full episode, because I've got it here. I actually haven't done any of the cleaning on it yet, but the first episode will involve a device that looks just like this.
Ooh, Game Boy Advance.
Yep. So, and I got some pictures that, like I said, will show what happened to this thing. And we're gonna see. The first episode will be, can it actually turn on? So keep your eyes locked on the channel. That should be coming in the next couple weeks.
That's great.
And then we'll be doing that on the weekends. So I think the way that it'll be as far as release schedule, is I'm going to try to see if I can do that, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know if it'll be every week or every other week, but it'll be on Sundays that this will happen.
Yep.
So on a week that happens, that literally will be every day that'll be something on the channel. That'll be, of course, your Master System Monday, INTV Tuesday, Question Mark Wednesday, Atari VCS Thursday, Evercade Friday, the Evercast on Saturday, and then Retro Restorations on Sunday, which would be kind of cool.
I don't think you have enough content.
No, I don't know. We're gonna have to find another day. What comes
Rich, I think I'm here, but
before
I go, I said I would stay for 15 minutes, and it's been an hour, so that's cool. I've enjoyed every second of it. So I kind of figured that's what would happen, but I just wanted to put my 2 cents in first about my favorite bacon ice cream moment. And
awesome,
I'm not going to call it a moment as much as just a way that you guys carry yourselves. You're such a generous person. You're always doing giveaways. I mean, I'll be quite honest. I've thought over the summer and such, like, what would I have done in the same situation that you were in? And yet your generosity and thinking of other people is still at the forefront, even though that you have every right to to think about yourself all the time. I mean, I was lucky enough to win one of your contests one time, and I couldn't believe the things that you gave away, like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, and remember the Freddy Krueger figure and such. And I thought, that's amazing. And it was during COVID, and I couldn't go to the States to get it, so you paid $40 to send the stuff to me. And it was like, wow, what an incredibly generous person you are. And I just love being part of the community that you're a part of. And I think Bacon Ice Cream Productions is sort of like the epitome of what we kind of need to be, supporting each other as adult gamers, I guess, older guys who still play games and stuff. So thank you for that. And that's what I think of Bacon Ice Cream Productions. That's what comes to mind, is your kindness and your generosity. And I really appreciate that.
Oh, awesome. Thanks so much, Pete. And it's just so much fun for me and for my brother-in-law, who is in he's here, he's around, he's always in spirit, right? He's so busy. I want him so bad to come back and just us to be wacky and stuff together. But yeah, I mean, that's just what we do, right? We love hanging out with people, and we love just seeing smiles, right? Like, when you won the giveaway, Anthony M's won a giveaway. Two of them. And we got great odds on the channel, right? Just seeing everybody be happy, so that we can share things that are close to us. We're real lucky. In Jersey, I have access to a lot of stuff. Everything is clustered around me. And what better way to share that with other people than to lean on a few friends and see what we can do, right, to help. Because a lot of people don't know this, but sometimes those giveaways, when they grow bigger, grow bigger because I have friends that know people that'll go, oh, I'll throw that in, and I'll toss that in. So we got a really good community here that helps us share with the community out there, which is awesome. So
I think we're all too old to deal with the drama, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, yes.
But want drama, I just go check on my kids.
There you go.
That's absolutely right. He's here.
Hey, he's here.
Chuck, you're here.
Stick around long enough to see this, then, Chuck.
Oh my goodness!
But then I'm going to go right afterwards.
I'll do it. I'll try to be real quick. But since you're here, Chuck, I got to do it.
Awesome.
There's the box, buddy. I've been waiting for you to be in either the chat or here to see this. Ian's like, open the box. All right, so don't go anywhere, DJC. You got to watch this, because this is you. I don't know what you sent me, but we're going to find out. And thank you immensely, by the way, for doing so. This is cool. This is very cool.
Better not be a 7 moment.
What's in the box, Rich? What's in the box?
So, oh my goodness, come on, man. Oh my goodness, that is something else.
You should have put it in at least 6 boxes, and then use Gorilla Tape to secure it.
Let me get another key here. There we go. All right, I see many colors.
Did you need this?
Of Intellivision, yeah, right. Just pass it right through. Oh man. Okay.
What is it?
All right. So first, we got some loose cards. We'll do the loose cards first. We got NBA basketball.
Cool.
Which is very cool. We've got boxing. It's also very cool. And then what else is in here? All right, this might be the last loose card. World Championship Baseball.
Nice.
Which is very, very cool. All of which, they're all those are very clean cartridges as well. Now we get into the boxes. we've got.
Shifty Eye
There you go.
Shifty Eye Dealer. What
Love
is
that
he all
cover.
about? What is he all about, Chuck? That's a great song also, by the way. You guys don't know, he wrote a whole album based on Intellivision songs. And Shifty Eye Dealer is just a hot banger of a track. I swear to God, I would listen to it on the radio. And in fact, actually, very, very much intend to actually do a review of the album. It's a long time coming. Sorry, Chuck, but I'm still working on it. It's Kool-Aid, man.
Oh yeah!
Common game.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Kool-Aid.
That's
It's an old television video game.
oh my goodness, that's totally cool.
Uncommon
That's
game.
totally cool. Thank you, Chuck. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Pitfall,
Heck
also
yeah.
very cool. Very, very cool. I had this on the 2600, and I did have a copy of this on the television. I actually had I think I probably had most, if not all, of these. But it is nice to have them back in box, which is awesome. You got Space Battle.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Very neat. We've got Armor Battle, which is very cool. Very nice. And all of these, they all feel complete. I see overlays. I see manuals, the cartridges, of course, which is very cool. Lock and Chase.
Ooh,
Awesome. Very, very cool. That's cool. This was one of those ones that was on the wasn't this on your agenda, guys? On Astro Smashed?
It was
It
on
was
the
up for a
vote.
vote. It did not
Yep.
win.
Not receive much love.
No. It was
Stronger
probably,
one for
right?
this coming week.
Yeah. Major League Baseball. That's another one. Again, I think this might be second favorite track on that album. The baseball track. That's a sick beat. It's kind of like it reminds me of like a what is it, like a Sublime track or something like that, or like a Smash Mouth track or something. It's got that Space Battle.
The alternate Space
The blue Space Battle. I didn't actually have this one, I don't think. Or was it the red one I didn't have? Oh, this is I had the blue one, but not the red one.
The red one will be slightly less common, but they bumped up the difficulty one step for the blue one. That's right.
Yeah. Star Strike.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. This game is cool. I really like it because it just reminds me of Star Wars. NFL football.
Nice.
What did he do? Just like raid in television warehouse? I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah, right? I mean, I'm telling you, look at all these things.
It's like a bottomless box you have there.
Oh, another copy of NFL football.
Hmm.
So that's cool. I don't know if it's a variant, maybe. I don't know. Doesn't look like it. But very cool, very cool. Oh, another copy of Major League Baseball.
What are 3 sports games that have not been in my kitchen?
Skiing. Very cool, very cool. Burger Time.
Oh, Burger Time.
I love
Very
Burger
nice.
Time.
Love Burger Time. That's a cool one. And of course, if I don't know if he's catching it, if you have the generational gamer, he will say that version is the definitive of that. And then, very cool. Thank you, by the way, Chuck. It's math fun. And word fun.
Oh, nice.
Very, very cool. So that was epic. That was epic, man. Thanks so much. That's super cool. I will have to find a place to build a shelf or do something to keep it over here somewhere. But then that'll have to be, those things will just have to stare me in the face for a while. It will taunt me because then I'm going to want to fill the shelves again. But
Just take all that non-video game stuff and just put it in the closet behind
Yeah,
you.
just take all that stuff and just start putting it back up there. And so,
Yes.
it's not going to be a problem at all, guys. Oh man, that's awesome though. Thanks.
Good stuff.
I'm
That's very
glad
generous.
you were there to see that, Chuck, because that's awesome. Thank you so much, man. That was killer. That was awesome. Yeah. Now I got to find. Well, actually, now that will push up something in that preview that I just said about the restoration show, because I didn't let go of two. I had two complete in box Intellivision consoles, an original model that was complete in box and it still had all the wrappings, and an Intellivision 2 that also was basically sealed. Yeah, I couldn't let go of those either. So, but who knows? Take them apart, good cleaning. You never know. So, and then plenty of carts to test with, which would be really cool. Very cool. So yeah, thanks so much. And thanks Pete for hanging in there too, because I know
you bet. Wanted to see that. That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's super cool. And yeah, I know it's getting late for you, so
congrats again, and have a good night, everybody. Have fun.
All right, thanks, Pete.
Good night, Papa.
All right, we'll see you.
Thanks for
See you later.
joining.
All right, awesome. That was super cool.
And then there were 4.
Yes. So anyway, I think that brings me to the next thing, because it's been really awesome hanging with friends and doing things live. Sometimes I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I want to talk about topics that maybe just don't have anything to do with video games or like retro things in general, right? But might just want to just rap about, I don't know, what you're watching on TV or movies or whatever, and just hanging out. But
motorcycles.
Yeah, sure. Right? But also have it kind of still structured, right? Where you know what's kind of coming. And what I'm getting at is I did a show for 3 or 4 years with my brother-in-law on iTunes. It was an audio podcast, and the name of that show was called Bacon Ice Cream Sunday, which was ironic because we actually did record it on a Sunday, but Sunday as in the bacon ice cream like thing you would eat, right? Sunday, SUNDA.
That's clever.
What that show was a variety podcast that, yes, Rich Ward's Order Chaos. That's right. That's exactly right. Which we talked about a number of different topics in order almost every episode. Now, the revamped version of this would slide in topics as necessary. There was always a gaming news section where off the top we would talk about all the gaming news. That segment was called the News Line because I couldn't let go of that. So anyone that knows Good Times with Retro Rich knows that we already are using that line. And of course, we would have that section be one of those things up front. Then we had a movie section where we talked about like new things and sometimes older things that came in. That was called the Director's Cut. And then we had a little bit of wrestling talk, which I can't remember what the section was called because we had like 3 or 4 ideas for the name of that section. It was like off the rope or off the mat or something like that. And that one was usually run exclusively by my brother-in-law because he's such a huge wrestling fan. It's like beyond. To the point where he was the one that got me in way back in the day when TNA wrestling was getting its start. He pulled me right in to that. And it was about 1.5 years old before I started watching. And then we went all in up to and including getting all the way through the fifth anniversary of Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, where we went to Tennessee to go to Slammiversary, and then went to the event where we met a whole bunch of stuff. Like I got to meet basically every person in the talent except for Sting and one other. I think it was Kurt Angle. Sting and Kurt Angle were the only two that weren't there. Everybody else that was in the show was there at the fan event the previous day.
It's pretty cool. You have another community prop moment.
That's awesome, Brian F. Seeing your reaction to finally getting Golden Axe Warrior was a favorite. That was a favorite moment for me too, Brian. That was epic. That was totally epic, man. It was cool, and going through it, right? Because now as soon as I beat Dungeon 6, I think that is the official break. I don't even know if I even got to Dungeon 6, to be honest. But I think I saw Dungeon 6. Like maybe a friend of mine had it, and we were playing, comparing notes or whatever. But everything after Dungeon 6 is going to be completely new to me. So I don't know what happens in the rest of the game. So it's going to be awesome when we finally get there.
Well, since we're live, I put you on the spot for 1 second, Rich.
Yeah, sure.
When you do the final dungeon, you have to let me. We have to do that live because I want to. Okay. I want to share that. I want to share that moment. Like you've got to do that live because it's so fantastic. Totally. I would open the floodgates too. Like I would be like, hey man, come on, everybody, come on in. Yeah. I know you've been on this adventure with me, Ed. So you've got to be in the co-pilot's chair on that one. That's gonna be awesome. Yes, for sure. I will make sure that I save that. Awesome. So we can hang out and do that. But anyway, the rest of everything else on the show was it's all geek culture stuff, right? Something happened in the world or whatever we want to talk about. Now that's basically how that show went. But I also want to put in like some live play segments and stuff like that. So, like say we're talking about, for example, 40th anniversaries of games, right? And we want to play a game. It's getting the show is getting a little long in the tooth today, but I could just as easily, have a conversation about the fact that it's the 40th anniversary of Pac-Man this month, right? Still in April. It's been 40 years since Pac-Man on the 2600. And then we could go, oh, well, what does it look like? And then I could just do this and be like, here it is, and then just start playing, and we could like chat about Pac-Man and whether or not you guys liked the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man over the Namco version, or over the NES version, or any of that kind of stuff. It's all really, really cool. Something that I hope you guys might want to chill and hang out and talk about. So, nice, Ian. Love the Newsline, a weekly wrap up of all the news for the week. Yeah, I love doing those shows too. The problem was with the Newsline, when I'm trying to do everything for the week, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming trying to like set up the actual outline for the show to do the shoot. But that was a fun one. It was a fun one to do. Now that I think a lot of the news that I was trying to like snip it out, a lot of that stuff is starting to like subside now. It's all about like game releases now. That actually might be a little easier to do. So you never know when that's gonna pop up, which would be cool. Oh, speaking of popping up, there he is.
Mike.
What's going on, brother Mike?
Brother Mike.
What is up, my friend?
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Happy 200, brother
Thanks.
Rich. Happy 200.
Thank you. So yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how much you've seen or not, but we've been having a good old time.
I saw the live Video Games Monthly unboxing.
Oh, nice. Yes.
See. I'm like, I spend all this time doing this video. He does it so cool live. Damn it.
Oh, I'm not going to beat you and Seth though. You guys have too much fun. You got that crazy cool overlay thing too. Everything like goes in and then all the gameplay comes up, and those videos, those are awesome. Those are really awesome.
Well, the great thing about what you do, Rich, is I love how well you teach everybody. Yes. Hold on, let me do it again. Shah!
That's the mic.
That's right.
Nice.
How well you teach everyone the ways of the Sega Master System.
Oh yeah, I love this thing, man. I love it.
People need to know.
Yes, lots more people need to know.
Yes,
that system is so underappreciated, in my opinion. It just
really is.
So since you brought that up, Sega Lord X did 2 episodes on if they made a Sega Master System Mini, like the 40 games that he would want to be licensed, and then he did a follow up with like 20 games that the viewers put that should be in there. Everyone needs to watch that. I wish that would become a reality.
I saw that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many entries for Golden Axe Warrior?
That was there.
It was in there.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. Good. Yeah, that I mean all the RPGs. I mean that Miracle Warriors, Phantasy Star, Lord of the Sword, all those definitely need to be in there. And then like so many more. The Rambo has to be in there. That game is so good.
Actually, what's the clone of Rambo? Like where it's like Rambo, but I can't remember. But he was saying like they wouldn't have to get the license, but it's not called Rambo. Oh, I can't remember the name.
Oh,
but it's like Rambo for it. Yeah,
I think. Man, I can't remember the name of that game.
I think he may have like featured it, but
yeah. No, man, there's so many.
I'll have to go back and look. I'll have to go back.
I mean, and then all those great Sega games, of course. I mean, you got Outrun, you've got Space Harrier, you've got all those games are just epic. Even Zaxxon is on there. Sonic,
right,
right. Yeah, it's too good. Zillion, that's another fave of mine. Zillion 2 is okay, but Zillion 1, it's pretty epic. It's pretty good. That's a good time. But yeah, I mean all those games, and even some of the ports too. The port of Double Dragon is amazing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And it's so different from the NES version, but so very close to the arcade version. It's amazing that they actually did that.
You know, that was one of the fan requests. They said that should be on there, and then he picked a few Game Gear games, like the Game Gear version of Shinobi is like very different from anything else. And then he picked Dragon Crystal, which is like an excellent like roguelike. I think that's the one I was telling you that you have to get for Game Gear. That's different every time. It's kind of like a real time strategy. You know, you have to go through the maze and get gear and.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's very cool. I mean, I'm gonna have to definitely look at that. Yeah, I did pick up though a game that I thought I had. When I picked it up, I thought I had played it when I was younger because I borrowed from the same person that owned the Master System. He had a Game Gear. He didn't want to let that one go, but he did let me borrow it a couple times. And he had this game, which is Crystal Warriors.
Ooh.
And this game is really really cool. I think that'll be one that I'll definitely want to play. Hopefully the Retron will cooperate with me and allow me to play it. I mean, so far so good. The only one that hasn't worked, there's been 2. That Monster Truck game works like half of the time that I put it in, so it's probably just a bad cart. And then Axe Battler just doesn't work because the Retron actually is incompatible with it. So I'm just like sad face.
Does Polymega have a Game Gear slot, or can you use the adapter?
I don't know. That's a good question. I would look into it. That would be the only reason why I would get a Genesis module. Because if the 3-in-1 worked on the Polymega and it read that ROM correctly to let me play, then I would get the Genesis module just so I could have it.
Yeah, but what if the Genesis module worked with the power base converter?
Ooh.
Oh.
So what I ended up doing, because I watched you play Golden Axe Warrior, and I'm like, it's time I start collecting. I never collected Sega Master System, so I added it not for this month because because I didn't have time, but I added it to my VGM subscription, and I have seen other people like another buddy of mine drinking games with Josh. He gets Master System stuff in his boxes, and I'm like, you know what? I will start seeing if I could get a couple of those, and then when I get them, I'll just grab a ROM off of it and use RetroArch on my Xbox One. and emulate it.
Yep. That's a good way of doing that. I might actually have to talk to you because I don't know if you were there when I was talking about Axe Battler and my Retron, but that's the game that I want to play next. Just straight all through, like do episodes and actually take because it's technically the spiritual sequel to Golden Axe Warrior, and it's in the style of Zelda 2, which is ironic because of course Golden Axe Warriors
is Zelda 1, right? I said that. That's the comment I left on your video. Was wait a minute, this looks a little more like Zelda than it does an RPG.
Exactly. So, so I want to play that one next. But of course, I'm in that stuck zone where I've got the cart, and I've got a thing that should play it, but it just won't. But just getting to Andy's question real quick, am I going for a complete set of Game Gear? Yes. The answer is yes, because I now only have two U.S. release games that are above in price from anything else that I have, and those two are Pete Sampras Tennis and Mega Man. Mega Man is like the long reach. It's not terribly expensive, but still, as far as a Game Gear game goes, I mean, we're trying to look for a game and it's like $200 loose. It's yikes. So that's like, Christmas, like I ask people maybe, chip in and try to find one on eBay or at a swap or a show for a good price. And then I'll try to grab that there. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for hanging in there too. Oh,
Brian brings up a good point, but then you have to also get the dock and the adapter, and maybe by like 2024 you'd get it if you ordered it.
Right? Yeah, Analog's having trouble making those, right? Because they're all short order, and the Analog Pocket's pretty pricey though too, right? Yeah. So I mean, it's cool. It's very cool. I mean, I know that our buddy Pete has one, and he seemed to enjoy it. At least docked, he enjoyed the experience because it was intuitive and it played the games nicely. Didn't have a lot of like extra features like you would find on something like an Evercade or even on the Retron. Some of those like save features and the ability to get in there and start changing specific settings, loading cheats and like kind of stuff. I don't think that's on the Analog, but the Analog is very good at doing the thing it's intended to do, which is play natively as crisply as possible. So that's
I don't know. So you could try, Rich. I'm not sure if the Retron supports it, but the flash card for Game Gear.
Oh yeah.
Then you could just dump all the ROMs on it, whatever you can. But then that'd be funny if it couldn't play it off of it.
Yeah.
Anyone out there, test that for Rich.
Yes.
Let me jump in real quick because I need to get going myself.
Yeah. No
so
worries.
I wanted to real quick touch on topics as far as favorite moments go. He beat me to my favorite episode. You earning that patch, the high score in the swimming pool, it stands out as one of the best episodes you've ever done. And Papa Pete definitely hit all the important stuff on the head. You're all heart, man. The channel is all heart. It makes it worth tuning in. It's always a good time. And it's like I've won 2 drawings from you. And the bad part was the second one, I was in the peak of like my 6-month like disappearance. And then I get this package in the mail and I had no idea what was going on. It's all because I took a picture with a Metroid on my head months prior. Right.
Yeah.
It literally made my day.
But there was no bacon ice cream in there.
Yeah. Those business cards. But
Bacon ice
no,
cream.
I mean, I have the benefit of saying that you took your time to make an hour-long video to teach me a card game, right? You're all heart, and that's what makes your channel something special. So thanks for letting me get on here. But one last thing, since you're collecting Game Gear games, I'm a huge Sega fan. This one's kind of obscure, but it's a brick breaker type game, which I know is kind of like your jam.
Yes.
And I might have the name wrong. So I'll look it up. But if I remember correctly, it's called Woody Pop.
Woody Pop.
Yes.
Right.
And it's like an arachnoid or Breakout, but it's themed off of being a toy soldier. So awesome. I'll look it up to make sure I get the right name, and I'll send it to you on Twitter.
That's awesome. Thank you. I'm making a note of that right now so I can so I can look that up as well. I'm very interested now. I love Brick Breakers.
All right.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, man, and thank you, because that's, again, it's what we do here, right? We're always, I wanted to make sure that the door to this channel was open to all of my friends, so that they can come out and hang out and just chill and play games and talk about games, and I'm overwhelmed now at the fact that I have everyone here in the chat that's talking, and I've got you guys here with me, and hanging out. That's just, it's awesome. It's more than I ever could have wanted out of this adventure. And I'm just thrilled that you guys are here, and friends. So thank you.
It's my pleasure. You guys have a good night.
All right, man.
Man.
All right,
See you
brother.
later. Have a good night.
So now Crow has to ruin everything. He's
there he is. Flash
won't
cards
they work,
and
Crow?
Retrograde.
Why
Bam.
won't they?
All right. Well, it was an idea. That's okay. But yeah, I think it's because of the fact that the Retron is pulling from like an emulation table, and it knows which ROMs are what, so we can emulate them a certain way. And that compatibility, I think, is patched into the system on the firmware of the system. So
what's the name of the game?
So the name of the game I cannot play is Axe Battler. It is right here. It is this fine game right here. Because I actually have the original Game Gear card. It just is incompatible
Let's see.
for the Retron. Yes, Axe Battler, The Legend of Golden Axe is the full name of the game. And it is the game I want to play next. But I might wind up finding out some other way of emulating the game. Like, I own the game, so like if I find a ROM somewhere that makes it work, I don't mind playing that ROM because I have the game.
Well, I'm doing the
You always
Lord's
get done
work
and dirty
for
and
you.
just use a PC emulator since you have the game.
Well, that's what I'm right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm getting at is RetroArch will do the job for you.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And I guess I need to figure out a way to how am I going to capture it and play at the same time. But I can. Figure
would you
That's
have?
easy with OBS.
Yeah, that's yeah. Any one of us here can help you with that.
Oh, awesome. Well, then I will do that. I will.
Yeah, it's like the same way when I did that on card when we were chilling and I did that Streets of Rage like fan remake.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, cool. Very cool.
Do you have how many monitors do you have there?
2?
Perfect.
Nice.
You're halfway there.
Very cool. Very, very nice. Very nice. So yes, we will discuss. We'll discuss later. So that's neat. Oh, well, here we go. There's Crow with the reason why the flash cart won't work is because the Retron will try to pull the ROM off the flash cart, won't know what the flash cart is from the front end. Yep, that's right. Yep. So are any of you guys advanced against emulation, or do you all embrace it? So I guess for me on that topic, it's one of those
topic.
It is it's a really good topic. I think emulation is awesome for preservation's sake, because it allows for the preservation of things that just have deteriorated or are gone, right? But emulation as a tool to circumvent, I mean, that's where the gray turns into the not so awesome side for me, because, for example, we can all still collect things, and unless it's absolutely out of the normal range to collect. So, like, for example, I guess maybe Neo Geo would be a good example.
Maybe.
Like some of those games, just like when you're talking like, okay, cool, you can play this game, it'll cost you $400 or $500 for the experience. Like, right. Emulation might be okay in there, right? For me,
yeah. If you want to play that version of Snatcher for the Sega CD, you don't want to spend $1,000 on it.
Yeah. See that's the thing is when you like if you pay $1,000 of that to a retro store, the original developers, they're not getting money. So So if it's something that you want to play that's like really expensive or you can't get anywhere else, I don't see any problem. And then it's kind of like, if you can, then you should. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we like the Evercade and like the all those like mini devices and whatnot.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, they're getting the licenses, so at least somebody else is getting paid to have that stuff going on and collected. Right. So for me, the other option for emulation, of course, is exactly what we're just talking about. Right. I own a copy of X Battler and a method of which I'm supposed to be able to play. I can't play it unless I go out and buy a Game Gear. Right. Which I could do, but like if I own the cart, then I'm not going to worry about playing an emulated ROM.
Yeah,
because I got the cart, so then I'm fine.
Yeah,
but with that said, if people buy like those Chinese knockoff handhelds and those devices, I mean, I'm not going to shame anybody. It's if you want to play games, everybody has different price budgets or whatever. What I think 100%, like you should never emulate like current gen games, like no PS4, no PS5, no Switch, no Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, that's
support those companies, but yeah, a game that's like 20-30 years old, sure,
right. Well, I mean, and some of those ROMs, right? Like you wind up finding them on like archive.org. Like as far as that goes, I don't think people are really trying to. Some of those older games, they're really trying to go after you if they're existing on a place like that, right?
Is Crow need a pinball? Yeah, he's got to be in a pinball table.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
it's got to be a pinball table. Like I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean,
unless he owns
their own, right? And Crow, you could pay $5,000 for a cart. I mean, I am curious though. Andy's curious as well.
Good game.
Yeah, I'm fine with emulation. I'm the same way. I emulate old stuff. Expensive stuff. I don't emulate anything that's current gen. I don't even want to. I'd rather just buy the game if I can, because if it's current gen, the games aren't going to be $500. So
right, exactly.
The old stuff, I'm not going to pay for some of these TurboGrafx games. I've got a bunch of TurboGrafx games, but I'm not paying $500 for a game.
Yeah.
No. But here's the other thing. The other thing too is not everybody. Not everybody's hardware is still intact. So, I don't have, nor do I want to go out and spend another $200, $300, $400, or $500 on a Genesis and Sega CD. Much less need to find a place to plug it in. Need to get all the cabling for it and stuff like that. I own my Sega CDs. I own a number of my 32X games, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's very easy for me to emulate the games that I own on something like my Xbox One, where it plays just fine. I can also use my wireless controller. I can, I don't have to. It goes through HDMI, so I don't have to worry about, getting cables in my M Classic and all that involved. I mean, there's other reasons to do it from a hardware perspective. Plus, how hard is it to get a Sega CD that continues to work after a couple of years?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a little concerned about my JVC XI.
You have an XI?
Oh yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And it was upstairs.
Dude.
I told him he needs to do an episode on that. He needs to show
you do. I've always wanted one. I've always wanted, because and the 32X works on that.
Does it really?
Yes.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yes, I forgot who somebody I watched. Yeah.
Oh, that's
and by the way, just to let you know, Axe Battler absolutely works in RetroArch.
Very cool.
So we'll talk about it.
Yes, we will have to do that for sure. For sure. But yeah, I mean, well, now that I know that a 32X works on the XI, man, now I want to.
Is the XI region free?
Build the tower.
Rich, can you also play Japanese games?
I don't know, actually. It might. I want to say it wasn't, but I never had anything else but NTSC games, so that's something to look at. Now I have to go on the hunt again for some more of those. I that's the one thing, and it's a topic for another show, but gaming regrets. some of the games that you had you let go that you didn't want to let go. Oh man!
No, I'm adding that topic to the card list.
That's. Oof. I've got several doozies, but the ones that keep coming to mind are Sega CD games because
my entire Neo Geo collection.
I had almost or every. I might have been missing one, but I think I had every single Working Designs Sega CD.
Oh man!
And one of the games I bought direct from Working Designs, and I bought their last copy off the shelf of this one game. And
do you remember which one?
I am still shedding tears.
Which one?
I knew exactly which one. It was Lunar Return of Blue.
Yo!
Because I had finished Silver Star. I loved the game so much. I went through and hunted the game. And I was like, I'm running out of options. So there was a number on the back of the box of my Silver Star manual. And I called them up. And they're like, wow, we haven't heard somebody ask about this in a couple years, but we got one. I was like, okay, cool. So they gave payment information over the phone, and they sent it to me. And I was like, sweet. But yeah, then, the things you do when you're young and silly. But yep, I don't think the XI is region free. Japanese version is called the Wonder Mega. There's Crow with all the fast facts. He needs to be here. They could be like fun fact.
Hey Rich, I don't know if you saw Mike's link in the private chat, but yeah, he put a link for the JVC where you can put it shows you how to install like the 32X and all that.
Oh, cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pictures and everything. That's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I knew you could do it. I saw it on a YouTube video. That'd be an awesome video. I would watch you do it.
That's cool. And then, you can plug that through an M Classic, right?
Yeah, as long as what you need to do is you need to either get
like a tank or something, right?
Yeah, you either a tank or I'm sure there's you could also. I don't know if there's an HDMI cable for the Genesis or not.
Oh, yeah, you can get what is it, like Retrovision cables? You like.
Retrovision is a component. It does look like Hyperkin. Yep, Hyperkin makes a HDMI cable.
Well, then that's another way of getting.
And then yes, you take that right into your M Classic.
Very cool, very cool. But the so I mean, and I would do that just for the posterity of seeing if it worked. But I wouldn't beat it up because the second I get my Polymega, then I'll just do it on there. I know it's emulation, but then it's a device that's just like, oh, okay, I can use this device and not kill my XI, which is now fast becoming a actually true collector's item as far as a system goes. I want to keep that as good as possible. But yeah, that'd be a fun idea.
So it looks like the Polymega Genesis cartridge module also runs 32X natively.
There you go.
No way.
I'm looking right at it.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yep. 32X.
Right.
The EM03 does Genesis, 32X, and yeah. So North America 32X, 32X PAL, and Super 32X, which is Japanese. It may not do the 32X CDs.
Right.
Oh, that's fine.
Which would make sense. Yeah.
Right. But if I had a 32X, I could get a 32X into my XI and do it that way, and then do the 32X CD games through the XI.
So now we need to know: will it support the Sega Master System adapter?
That would be funny.
Oh, if you could put the 3-in-1 in the
yeah,
or the power base converter.
Yeah, one of those.
Yep. I mean, I guess it might, right?
Then it would be totally worth it for you to get, Rich, and you could play.
Yes, at that point it really would, because I mean, especially if it took the 3-in-1, because then I could just dump all the Game Gear ROMs right onto the hard drive. Because that's all you do is you put it in there, it dumps the ROM, and it actually keeps it on the hard drive. So then you just load it up. Which I mean, that's the whole thing about the Polymega, right? That's all. As long as I get it, right?
Yeah, when you get it sometime in 2200, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they're still on wave 2 or wave 3 or something like that with the original orders for the Polymega. So they said expected ship time is late May, early June for mine. My wife ordered it late 2021, but it was like before the holiday season. It was like right around my birthday, so in October. Is when she put in her order, and she got the confirmation and everything. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this world has been crazy. So it's all good. So yeah, that's Stern Star Trek table though. It's pretty,
beauty.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat. And it would be apparently the one pinball table that Crow would have. But he already has it, so it does work out. That's very cool. Hey Crow, did you do a video on that table? Because if you did, then I'd have to go and watch it.
I know.
I want to see all the coolness of the table. Because that's really neat. It's one of those things where like, man, that's like dream house thing. You have enough space to put things. And then you start putting actual pinball tables and stuff in the house. I wish I had space like that, but I'd put a hard driving cabinet in my house first, though. That's for sure. That's for darn sure.
Dude, I wish I had the money for that. I'd make space.
Right?
We don't need a couch. I'm just gonna put the Weird Al pinball table right in there.
Right,
you can all stand around it.
I'm definitely checking it out. So, all right, guys. So we've been going on for a pretty good chunk of time, which is awesome. Having a great time hanging out with you guys. But we're going to move into final thoughts because I have to run an errand before I go to bed. And then
it's 10:45. You're having to run errands?
Yes.
Oh, wow. You got to go bury the bodies.
Somewhat critical errands. My wife needs provisions, so I have to go and get some stuff for her so that she can survive the morning.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Yes.
My wife went to bed. That's why I was able to jump on.
That's it. Right. So, but anyway, anyone want to do any plugging of thing while you were here? Because of course, there is
plugging of the thing.
There's you guys have some stuff coming up, right? Jeff, you got your show tomorrow. What's on the
Yeah, we're kind of doing a split show. We're doing a interview with a Playdate developer. They have the game. Actually, their game was the first game to be released. It was released Monday.
Nice.
Called Bloom. So we're going to talk to them about that for about a half hour, and then we're going to roll right into a open chat.
Nice.
So that'll be fun tomorrow.
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. What we got on NLG, Mike?
Let's see. Thursday night we have a brand new show. We're actually going to talk about this new. So Sega, there's a report out there that Sega is rebooting Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi and are looking to make them free to play experiences. Yeah, that's my reaction. So we're going to talk about the whole free to play market and what is this goal? Because they're not the only ones that have been getting into the free to play thing. Of course, Halo Infinite, Ubisoft has a number of games that they're looking into. This whole games as a service free to play thing. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to have he's retiring from YouTube shortly after he came into the Gamers United Guild. Newf Nukem will be with us Thursday night.
Nice.
So we're going to give him a nice send off. He was actually, I was bouncing back and forth because his final Gaming After Dark show is going on right now too. So
okay. Yeah.
I left them to come to be with you though. So just so you know.
Thanks, I do appreciate you guys stopping by.
Yeah. So that's Thursday.
A good show to hop off to though.
Huh?
If he's still going, that's a good show to hop off to. Awesome.
I'm gonna go back over there. But Friday, I'm leaving the co-op stream up to Chris and Peter as I am heading up to West Point for a camping trip with the Scouts. So
very cool, very cool.
I will be out this weekend, so no gaming for me this weekend. But I'll be back Monday night for my retro stream, my every other week retro stream when I'm not with Nick doing Retro Roots.
Very cool. So. Awesome. All right, good stuff, guys. So definitely go and check that out. Good stuff all for the rest of the week.
Jeff, you doing a Nintendo show Thursday?
We might be. We were going to do it last Thursday, and I was exhausted from work. I might be the same thing this Thursday. I don't know. We'll see.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
So we might be doing one. The plan right now is to do one, so we'll see.
All right, cool. Very cool. Very cool. And then,
Rich, we got to get you up on the show, Rich, because I want to have a M Classic discussion with you.
Okay. Yeah. So, we can definitely do that because I'm an M Classic noob myself.
Are you?
Yeah, I got one. You guys, you and Generational Gamer we're going back and forth. It's about 2 years ago.
Yep.
All the time talking about it, and then it went on sale right when that November happened. Like the November of that year, it went on sale, and I got it for it was like $60 or something like that.
Oh, you got it for a steal.
And yeah, so I was like, all right, cool. So then I had it, and I started messing around with it for a little bit. I was like, oh, this is pretty coul. And then I don't know why, but I just stopped using it, and I'm like, why am I doing this? I should use it more.
It legit. I mean, it is a legitimate product. What it does to my OG Xbox games is amazing, and what it does to my Dreamcast and Saturn games is nothing short of magic, because I run those off of real hardware and HyperCAD cables, and man, what it does to those is just on an 82-inch television is just nothing short of wizardry.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
If you watch any of my streams or my videos where I'm doing any Saturn or Dreamcast on the channel, all of that is M Classic footage. So everything you see is running through that M Classic.
Awesome. That's totally cool. That's totally cool. So Ed, you got anything new and exciting coming up?
Well, I can tell you what I have going on now and what I hope to have next week.
All right.
So what I have, and I think you watched the video Rich on my channel, is like the ultimate Tetris edition of my quest for finding like the ultimate version of Tetris. And I kind of had this like custom flash cart that my Game Boy made and all that, which was a lot of fun. And then keeping fingers crossed, I've been waiting on the Renovation Collection and Gremlin Collection. It's been here in the U.S. for a week now, and Postal Service, so I keep getting delayed. So maybe if I get it this week, then that'll be my Tuesday video, my first look at all that. Been dying to play that and take a look at the Renovation Collection.
Yeah, no, and there's some great stuff in there too. There's some that's a really good collection for sure. That's awesome. So we're looking forward to that. Hopefully you get those carts. You have that look, and then of course we've got over here on our side, a new video every day of the week, all the way through Friday. We got random Xbox Game Pass game from the indie column tomorrow on Wednesday. Atari VCS Thursday, where we're working our way backwards through the game list on the game store, as I have literally every single one of those games on the Atari VCS store, which is kind of cool. And then of course Evercade Friday is Pico 2 is the cart coming up for that. So we'll be looking at that, doing the richest picks. That may in fact be one of the shortest, even though there's a lot of games on that cart, that might be the shortest richest picks quantity
I hear you.
that I may have ever done. But right after that, right after cartridge 16 is cartridge 17, and you know what that means. Next week is Indie Heroes 1, which is basically the entire cartridge is going to be like boom, boom. So anyway, it's going to be awesome. And then, of course, we got the Evercast on Saturday. So you can come on right back on Saturday. That's the one you don't want to miss, though. Do not miss this Saturday's Evercast, because we will be talking about what happens in the catch-up from Bacon Ice Cream Productions reaching 600, and then 700, and then 800 subscribers. You will not want to miss the show, so please be there. On maybe a little early. There might be a little early start time. We got to talk with everyone else about the start time on Saturday, but there will be a show on Saturday. Don't miss it. But that's it. That's what we got. That's what we got there. And then you got to figure out a way of doing stuff. I don't know. Now I got all these games. Maybe I should play. Maybe some Swoop on the channel. I don't know. Because I only had Mario Kart and a game I bought for $1.
Hey, congratulations on that, by the way. That was sweet.
Oh yes, yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's. I mean, again, I keep telling everyone, don't think that you can't. Don't think you can't win things just by hitting buttons on Twitter. Do it.
Yeah, do it.
Like, seriously, enter. There's one right now. They're trying to give away another OLED Switch.
Yeah. Don't anybody else retweet that because I'm trying to win that one.
I'm purposely not going to enter because it's like, all right, you guys have it. I'll come back in another 6 months and start entering again. But thanks guys. Thanks so much, everyone. It's awesome. Thank you guys here. Thank you, Jeff and Ed and Mike and
congratulations,
Pete,
Rich,
and everybody else.
Rich. Awesome.
Anthem. It's so awesome to be hanging out with you guys. And again, once again, the door is always open, especially for that new show idea that will be at random times during the day when we bring back Bacon Ice Cream Sunday. Everyone's the door's always open. Just come on in and chat it up.
Sunday. I love that.
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
This must have been before I knew you.
Oh yes, yeah. It was an old iTunes podcast with me and my brother-in-law. But yeah, it's gonna be great. So
that's awesome.
So hopefully I can get him. You know, like he usually sleeps now, but because he goes to work, he goes to work overnights, so he's usually just getting up.
Gotcha.
But hopefully I can get him one of these nights. Thanks, Rab. Rab's in here right at the end. What's going on, man? What's going on, Mr. Ice Cream with questionable toppings? Don't you knock that bacon ice cream? You guys gotta tell some friends to hit the red button too, because when we get to 1K, the 1K celebration stream will involve me making a bacon ice cream sundae and eating it live on the internet with you guys. So
yeah,
it'll be cool. So if you want to see that happen, tell some friends to hit that red button. Anyway, so that is that. Thank you guys so much again for hanging out. It's amazing. This community is amazing. All you guys are amazing. And until next time, my friends, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich. He's everybody else. And we will see you later. Take it easy, guys.
Lay on, gamers.
Bye-bye.